So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon. Yeah. So, how are you today?
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. Cost planning and performance. Yeah. So previously, yeah, when we have gone through topic 1 until topic number 8. Yeah. So we have what we call project management uh, life cycle, okay, where we have from the beginning initiation, the second one is planning, okay, the third execution, project executions, number 4, control and monitoring, and the last portion is closing, where okay, when at the end we finish the project, we want to close it formally. Okay, when we have from the beginning initiation, we have the project charter. Okay, we want to actually formally kick off or start the project. So inside those project charter, that one is actually the formal document, to kick off, where everybody have a signature, all the important stakeholders, who directly have the influence or effects, okay, on the decision of the project will be there. Okay, so we have the column on the cost. Okay, so those kind of thing it is actually related to cost, which is we need to plan. The moment we go through to the second stage cost planning, that one is actually in fact more equally important, because from the beginning at initiation, before we start, in fact, when even at the beginning we want to bid the project, we need to present, okay, our cost, how much the cost, so that either the party, other party, or the customer actually accept us or not as the contractor, as the supplier of the project, okay, to support the project, based on the cost that we bid. So it is important for all those kind of things to calculate those costs. And when we enter, that cost, okay, in detail, we want to estimate how much the cost, for every single cost that we need to use to complete the project. And at the same time, what is the cost baseline, or in other words, the baseline, so that if we go beyond the cost baseline, okay, it will affect the profit, okay, the margin of the project. Okay, and at the same time, okay, we also need to consider how is actually the way we plan, every single detailed courses, before we can get those project baseline. And at the same time, in this topic, we will consider what we call the cost performance analysis, number 5. So project cost estimate, we want to estimate, the detailed cost inside, how much the cost that we incur, the material cost, manpower cost, in actually cost to estimate the overall resources and the overall expenditures, okay, for the entire project. And project budgeting, the second one is actually more on the how we want to formalize, the cost baseline, okay, the project cost budget, so that one will be the cost baseline will be on paper, where we log, okay, so that we will manage, the cost, the operations, based on the, we will control based on this project budget, or the what we call a cost baseline. Determining actual costs, okay, how we observe, the actual cost throughout the operations, okay, the executions stage, and the value of work we perform, the cost performance analysis, and also how we control the cost. So basically in topic number 8 previously, okay, resource control, I suppose cost should be included as the resource control as well, but we split the topic for this case, the cost we put in the cost control we put in topic number 9. Yeah. So the overall, yeah, this is the cost outcome. Yeah, it will cover 4. Yeah. Discuss the project management concept and technique, associate case study. Okay, we will relate every single thing with a case study. Determine solution, yeah, so that we can relate knowledge and understanding. And this one is when we focus on the software, demonstrate the project planning and schedule control using project management software. Okay, so the first one is actually have a look, yeah, what we call the project cost estimate. How can we estimate the cost? Yeah, this is very important. Yeah, without estimating every single cost, yeah, we can't calculate the budget. Yeah. Have a look, yeah, step by step. Yeah, so what is actually plan cost management? Yeah, cost planning is the process of developing and approximations of the monetary resources needed to complete project activity. Basically, in the whole idea we want, okay, the rough order of magnitude, like some estimation. Yeah, at least we know the rough idea how much the cost. But the moment we go in detail, the moment we want to put in the project charter, of course, yeah, we don't want the rough. Yeah, if rough, okay, it will give of course a lot of risk to the team. Okay, you may underestimate, put the cost very least. Okay, so your team may get the project, yeah, during the tender bidding, but you may have insufficient money. Okay, later, yeah, you may your profit may be very least. Okay, if let's say you don't consider very, properly. Yeah, so that's why it is very important for us to do cost estimate. Yeah, so the purpose of the, if you read, yeah, this one, the red one, the purpose is to estimate how much money will be needed for the project activities. Yeah, we can do rough estimation, okay, but normally it is like a 50%, okay, in range, okay, from the actual cost. Okay, so have a look how we want to do that, and at the same time, yeah, from where this money should come. Okay, so again, yeah, we have the processes in, yeah, plan the cost management. Okay, so it describes the framing, forming, observation and control of the project cost. Yeah, so benefit is it provides guidance and direction on how project costs will be managed throughout the project. One of the things is actually we want to know the cost structure, the overall. Okay, and at the same time, how we, for example, if we consider, yeah, we want to use, yeah, whatever the capital investment that you already have in your account, okay, your own, the company cash flow, yeah, you can do that. Okay, or let's say you need to borrow some money. Okay, the project will be actually funded, yeah, from certain company, or from you borrow from bank, let's say. Yeah, how about you want to pay back to the company, to the bank, let's say. Yeah, so those kind of things is about on the cost management plan. Yeah, so it is a component of the project management plan and describe how the project cost will be planned, structured and controlled. Yeah, so the input is what we need is project management plan, the entire plan of the project, yeah, including, yeah, we need to know the scope baseline, okay, the detail, yeah, the project. Okay, so originally we already have project charter. Okay, and okay, the output is cost management plan. Okay, and the tool and technique, what we do is, okay, of course by meeting we have expert judgment and also analytical technique. Yeah, so project management plan, of course, yeah, as I mentioned, scope baseline, schedule baseline, and other information. Because the moment we actually do the costing, yeah, planning in detail, yeah, normally, yeah, of course, we already clear on the scope baseline. Yeah, and the schedule baseline. Yeah, and of course, yeah, it would be advantage for some company when they are doing bidding. Okay, if this is not a first project, yeah, they can have previous data, okay, on the lesson learned or the archive, yeah, data, yeah, which they have compiled for the previous projects, yeah, and this one is actually will help a lot in doing the new project more or less the same, let's say construction project, yeah. So project charter, enterprise environmental factors is about the conditions of the company, the condition of the environment related to the market, yeah, economy, in terms of the currency exchange, in terms of the published commercial information, any kind of thing when it involves with import and export, yeah. So those kind of thing is it is about on the environmental factors which might affect, yeah, the project, yeah. And of course, yeah, organizational process asset related to the how we financially, yeah, control our project, yeah, and also whatever information we have, yeah, related to policy, yeah. And this is when we say that expert judgment, okay, again, yeah, it is we can have consultant, we can have stakeholders, seniors, yeah, from the previous projects sit together to discuss, okay, how we want to go about it, yeah, on the cost, okay, plan, yeah. So analytical technique, okay, so option to fund the project, yeah, it is very important, we need to take care, yeah. So self-funding, it means, yeah, whatever profit that the company already have, okay, they self-funded the project based on those cash flow, those they already have in the account, yeah. Funding with equity, okay, so they may have, okay, some, let's say bond, okay, or some capital, some asset, okay, which they can be equivalent with the some equity, okay, where they can have to actually put in bank, for example, and those money, okay, can be used, okay, to fund the project. Or funding with that, yeah, we can yeah, a simple word is we borrow the money from bank or from certain institutions, okay, to fund the project, yeah. So under analytical technique about the option, yeah, to fund the project, and at the same time financial techniques, yeah. So this is very important, yeah, on the analytical techniques, yeah. We don't go in detail, yeah, in this MEM 677, and in fact there is no calculation inside this one, but as the engineers, yeah, for the final year project, a final year student, you should be able to understand this, yeah, financial techniques, yeah, because these are all the concept, I believe, yeah, have been exposed, okay, in the MEC 600 what we call engineers in society, yeah. Can I hear some feedback, yeah? Did you cover this one inside your engineers in society? Can someone help to answer in part 6, if I'm not mistaken, the course?
I think yes, Prof.
Yes, it was covered.
Okay, thank you. So payback period, yeah, as simple we calculate, yeah, how much, okay, you have to first investment, let's say, so how much, okay, return on investment or cash flow, okay, inflows, okay, outflows, you invest, inflows, okay, how much money in, okay, and then either every year, say you get the same amount or it is uneven, yeah, those kind of thing you can calculate how long, yeah, payback period, yeah. That one is very simple, yeah. Okay, alhamdulillah, if you have covered those kind of thing, yeah, so you can calculate how long it will take, yeah, when we invest, when we get return on investment yearly, okay, either it is equally or uneven, yeah, I mean the same amount yearly or not, okay, you have a way how to calculate a payback period, so that, yeah, we can get break even point, okay. Break even point means, okay, how much you spend you get back how much, okay, just break even, yeah. And at that break even point is the starting of the getting the profit, Yeah, so that one is payback period. Okay, so later I will share with you some notes, okay, on these financial techniques. Okay, but of course, as the engineer, when you involve with project, as a project engineer, project manager, you should know this one. And in fact, guys, it's not only yeah, when you involve with this project engineer or not, or even with any other position in the company, or even on your own, okay, on your own investment, for example, you should be able to actually calculate it, okay, for our personal life. Yeah, yeah, internal rate of return, yeah, discounted cash flow, okay, net present value, how the value of the money, okay, at particular time, yeah, those kind of thing. I hope you guys have some idea. Yeah, so later I will share you with you some note. Yeah, so, but what I want to emphasize here is actually those, when we say analytical technique, yeah, for the cost management plan, yeah, it is about these two things. Yeah, how we decide, yeah, to fund the project, and at the same time how the flows, the flows of money, when we invest and when we get back, yeah, how the calculation of those money within our control, and we should be able to be clear with this movement on the financial techniques. Yeah, so those kind of thing is very important. We should have a reason. Yeah, even though you may not involve with the account later. Yeah, but understand this, yeah, will help you a lot, okay, to convince your boss or people under you later. Okay, all right, the output, of course, it is a component of the project management plan and describe how the project cost will be planned, structured, and controlled. Yeah, so finish that one. Yeah, on the cost management plan is just to decide on the funding, okay, way option to fund the project, and the second, how we actually the technique, yeah, to analyze, okay, the movement of the money when we actually invest and when we get back the money, yeah, in the cash flow. Yeah, all right. The second one is actually the estimate cost. Yeah, it is a process of developing and approximations, yeah, of the monetary resources needed to complete project activities. The estimate should be reviewed and refined during the course of the project. It means, yeah, step by step, yeah, time by time, yeah, throughout, yeah, during the plan and also the executions, okay, you should, okay, in detail, okay, doing the estimation. Yeah, and of course, yeah, in fact it is from the beginning, yeah, we should estimate, yeah, in detail. Yeah, so knowing this, yeah, it will help you a lot, okay, in do the what we call more practical estimation, more practical budgeting, okay, of the project. Yeah, because later, yeah, knowing this, yeah, let's say we refer on the 4M, yeah, man, okay, machines, okay, material, okay, money. Okay, when you want to set in project management software, especially when we relate to your assignment 2, okay, we need to estimate this. Yeah, knowing, yeah, the best way to estimate it, yeah, it will help us to get as close as 5 plus minus 5%. Yeah, so we want to have that, so we reduce the risk in reality of the project. What we need to do, yeah, as the project engineer, project manager, yeah, the input is, again, this is the processes, yeah, to estimate the cost. Yeah, so this is some typo. Yeah, it's supposed to be one S only. All right. Okay, input, yeah, cost management plan. Based on the previous one, we know the funding, we know the way how we want to calculate our finance. Okay, so we know human resource management plan, because that HRM, yeah, human resource management plan is important. That one is 1M, okay, resource, yeah, for the project, who will handle, take care, yeah, or execute the project. Yeah, scope baseline, yeah, project schedule, okay, risk register, all we already have, yeah. And the output is actually we want to have activity cost estimate, yeah. So knowing this detail, yeah, estimate cost, okay, we later will do budgeting properly, okay, and that one will be the cost baseline, okay. So this cost baseline is very important. It will determine, yeah, actually the profit, okay, the net, the gross and net profit later, okay, by having the cost baseline. Yeah, it will give indicator, yeah, by having the cost baseline, whether how much later you will get the profit, or either the project actually close or will be beyond the cost baseline, or it is actually under the cost baseline, okay. So that one is actually when it will help for the estimate cost, yeah, when we estimate the cost, yeah. So that again, the output activity cost estimate, basis of estimate, and we need to update the project document, yeah. Okay, later, yeah, I'll show you, yeah, how we control our sorry, not control, first how we do our budgeting, okay, toward calculating the cost baseline, yeah. So this is second step after we plan, yeah, the cost management plan. After we plan the cost from the beginning, and the second step is actually we estimate the cost, yeah. It can actually come together concurrently, or it can come first, this one, yeah, it depends on the situation, yeah. All right, okay, what is the tool that we can use, yeah? Expert judgment, this is again, it can be consultant, it can be seniors from the team, yeah. Analogous estimating, yeah, this is based on, analogous is actually the historical data, the lesson learned, all the data which the document which we archive, we put it in the we keep it, yeah, in the project management office, yeah. We can open back this on the previous project and have a look, yeah. Parametric estimating, this is as simple as based on parameter. For example, when I want to do my clean room previously, okay, I have, let's say, 3 fume hood. One fume hood costs let's say 20,000, okay. So the simple fume hood 20,000, if I have 3, how much, yeah. So that 3 quantity is the parameter for this case, okay. So then we time 3, then we get the 60,000, yeah, as simple as like that, yeah. So bottom up estimate, when we have detailed every single thing, yeah. For example, you know, yeah, human resource, okay, for 1 month, okay, a completion of the activity, you know how many manpower you need, and you already know how much salary should you pay. For example, for manpower, you know already how much, yeah, material, yeah, different type of material you use for 1 month, okay, and different material, okay, you calculate based on the parameter how much money, okay, you need, okay. And let's say in terms of facilities, in terms of machinery, you know every single cost, okay, for rental, the machine, let's say, cost to invest for new machine, yeah, every single thing you know. And calculating sum, yeah, all you lump, yeah, all this together, it will call bottom up estimate, yeah. Why we call actually bottom up estimate, yeah, when we actually break down, yeah, I hope you guys remember when we break down the structure, yeah. We have one big project LRT, we break down to, let's say, 4 phases. From those 4 phases, we break down again, okay, to the sub project until we form what we call work package. And under those each work package, we break down again. Yeah, we decompose to the what we call activity. Yeah, and those then, okay, it will help. Okay, up to this stage of the activity, we can calculate, yeah, every single resources for this activity as detailed as possible. And when we lump it together, we call it a bottom up estimate. From bottom, we calculate up to the big one, yeah, to up to the entire project. Yeah, so reserve analysis, how we actually reserve, yeah, throughout the project cost, yeah, from the cost baseline until we get some estimation later. Yeah, I will show you later, like, okay, under how we calculate the budget. This is reserve analysis under budgeting. Yeah, cost of quality, this is very important as well, because the moment we want to take care the quality of cost, we need to invest on the cost of appraisal, let's say, estimating the risk, let's say. We need to invest more on training to ensure that our workers work properly, okay, be able to have right skills, okay, so that they can, you know, work better to fulfill the requirement of this project scope. Yeah, so those kind of thing, cost of quality, project management software. Okay, so this is also tool, yeah, um, to estimate cost, because it help for us to chunk. I mean, we can split, okay, in terms of detail resources we put in the software, and it will help to calculate for the entire project. Yeah, so vendor bid analysis, this is very important as well. Okay, if we put low, we underestimate, we may get the project, but the risk will be on the contractor. But if we put too high, overestimate, it will cause risk to the contractor as well, or vendors, because you may lose the project, you may not win getting the project. Okay, so how is actually the technique, in getting those, just, you know, in enough to ensure not too high, not to be not too low, yeah, so that it will be very high risk to the contractor or the vendors. Yeah, and all those kind of thing, yeah, actually whatever you need to learn, yeah, especially when we call, yeah, under PMP, project management professional. Yeah, as I said from the beginning of the class, yeah, mem 677, some of you may later, yeah, take the this certification, yeah, project management professional. It will be very advantage if later you work as the project manager, project engineer, yeah, worldwide, yeah, not only in Malaysia, in the overseas. Okay, so that one is whatever I mentioned is actually all actually should be covered in PMP, project management professional certification. But some portion we cover, yeah, what I can say that in our case, yeah, mem 677, 60 to 70% we did cover, but not so much in detail as we need to cover in PMP certification. So normally when you attend, yeah, at least 35 hours, yeah, training for this before you take, yeah, PMP professional certifications. Yeah, so those detail you will learn, okay, in that training. Okay, so group decision making technique, this is a sitting together in the team, then it will help, yeah, a lot, okay, to be focused on the focus group. Yeah, all right. Okay, yeah, now it's around 4 o'clock. Yeah, I think I will continue a bit more. Yeah, okay, accuracy of estimate. Yeah, so again, yeah, from the beginning, when we roughly estimate, we call it rough order of magnitude. It can be around 50% accurate. Yeah, so range, it can be underestimate around minus 25%, or it can be overestimate above, yeah, 75%. Yeah, so in other words, the more accuracy is less, okay, it will be high risk to the team. Yeah, so use in initiating process, yeah, or normally this one estimation it come from the previous project, yeah, analysis, or we call it historical data. Okay, so the moment we do definitive estimate, we want to have very close, yeah, up to plus minus 5%. Yeah, so those kind of thing normally we call it bottom up estimate. Yeah, guys, this is the one that I did ask in assignment 2 to do bottom up estimate. Yeah, how to do that? Yeah, so what we need to do is actually yeah, as I said, yeah, we break down, okay, the what we call the project until work packages, okay, phases, sub project, work packages, and then after that down to the activity, and estimate the resources for these activities, yeah, related to the 4M, lump it together, bring up, and that one is the bottom up estimate, yeah, to give you the rough idea. Okay, but that one is actually the way how we do it. Yeah, so estimated cost basis give her a more, okay, accurate and detailed bid to present to a client. Yeah, so if you read this one, okay, the whole idea, yeah, if we do bottom up estimate, yeah, it will help a lot, yeah, for the company, yeah, a person who are doing bidding, yeah, to closely bid, yeah, the right cost, yeah, to reduce the tendency to be high risk for the company. Yeah, okay, in estimating the cost, yeah, the input, yeah, we need this one, okay, as I said from the beginning, okay. And for the scope baseline, again, yeah, project scope statement, work breakdown structure dictionary. Yeah, so this one I hope you guys still remember what is work breakdown structure dictionary. Okay, from each of the work, okay, you have, okay, the activity, yeah, the activity breakdown, and from each package you actually mesh it to one PIC, yeah, person in charge, and you put the coding for each of the work breakdown structure, so you'll be able to monitor continuously. Yeah, okay, this is the technique as I already mentioned just now. Okay, this is actually those approach, yeah, I already mentioned, but this is the simple example. Yeah, so analysis is actually based on history. For example, yeah, in this case this is not project management, yeah, this is normal day to day example. Okay, just to give you simple example, but like analysis is actually from the previous one. For example, this case of the Adam family, okay, so based on his actually wanted, okay, to do a vacation, but based on the previous year, okay, his vacation is 2,300, but he put based on that one, for this year also 2,300. But again, this is again what we call this from the previous, the more, the longer the period it takes, yeah, the historical data, normally it will be very high risk, yeah, based on my experience telling you, yeah, because the value of money, yeah, within those range, yeah, let's say the project now is 2020, you take example from your previous record, yeah, 2010 project, 10 years, yeah, the value of money for 10 years now is different. Okay, you need to calculate the value of monies from the previous one, okay, until now, and make some what we call, yeah, logic decisions, okay, based on the analysis estimation, and put some factor so that you can use the same idea of the cost, okay, based on the historical data. Okay, but yeah, of course, yeah, at least you can have, yeah, some estimation, yeah, previous one. Yeah, and the second approach is bottom up estimate. Yeah, again, the more the detail, yeah, for Adam case, yeah, we have he has a vacation, yeah, expenses, he has to obtain, to pay for the lodging, accommodation, hotels, to rent a car, okay, when he arrived at the place, okay, cost for meals, cost for entertainment, cost for souvenir to bring for family, cost to take care, pet, when his pet, when he is living, so all the more the detail you give, it is the most actually definitive you be able to give on the estimation, and those kind of thing we call bottom up estimate, and the third one is parametric, so the moment Adam family decided to go to a local all-inclusive resort which charge 500 taxes per day, so if let's say lump sum per package 500 per day, so let's say he and his family want to stay for 5 days, so this day 5 days is actually the parameter which he take care, time, 500 to times 5, it will cost 2,500, and that one is example of parametric estimation, and another kind of estimation is 3-point estimate. I hope you guys still remember on PERT, program evaluation and review technique, so previous one we did learn in previous topic, if I'm not mistaken, topic number 5, but we haven't got any question yet, okay, so those 3-point estimate and any calculation we have will be will be in this coming test 2, inshallah, I just mentioned to you now, all right, so the same concept, we estimate, 3-point estimate to estimate the duration of the project. The same approach we use, to estimate the cost, the probability that we have uncertain in estimating the cost, so TE, expected cost of activity, TO, O is optimistic cost, optimistic cost, the best that we can consider, it means at the lowest cost how much, so M is most likely or the average cost, and TPE most pessimistic, the worst case scenario, how much, the highest cost normally it will be. Then based on that one, average we time 4 and the rest we time 1 plus all 1 for 4, it will be divided by 6, for the expected cost of activity. Then we will get cost of estimation based on the 3-point estimate, and based on those basis of estimation, we will get, those costs we actually need to spend. Any question you have?
No, so far.
The moment we already clean, we already clear on the how we want to fund the project, how we want to calculate the involvement of the cash flow, we clear on that one on the cost management plan. When we already clear, how to estimate the cost, it means the cost related to the 4M, okay, to complete the project. Now, okay, we should be able to do budgeting for the project, so what does it mean when we say that project budgeting, okay? So those kind of thing is actually we refer to, okay, so determine budget is the process of aggregating the estimated cost of individual activities or work packages to establish an authorized cost baseline, okay? So the moment we actually be able to estimate those costs, so when we complete the cost estimation, we should be able to calculate the formal cost for the project, or what we call the cost baseline. And this is actually the cost baseline is we need to get authorizations for the company, okay? The boss need to sign, okay, That one is WILOC. This is the cost baseline, and we should manage the project, okay, based on the cost baseline. Okay, so how to do that? Yeah, so refer to your high level budget from the initiate stage. From the beginning, when we at the initial stage, okay, we need to refer to that one. Number 2, refer to budget information for similar project. It means that, yeah, historical data, yeah, from the project that we already closed, okay, but as close as possible, okay, from the previous project, yeah, or the company also can do, okay, similar project but not in-house project. It means the project is not belong to the company. The company may benchmark other company to get those costs, okay, so it can be done, okay. I hope you guys remember when you learn, yeah, previously I did mention about benchmarking, yeah. Okay, number 3, identify the detailed labor cost associated with the project task. Yeah, all the project activity, we need to estimate the labor cost. Yeah, the cost that we need to spend on the labor. It's not only the cost on the salary, but also the training, more on the cost as stated in the human resource management policy or guideline or laws. Yeah, whatever stated, yeah, in the HRM. Yeah, the fourth one is identify the detailed material cost. This is all about the resources. Yeah, identify any ongoing operating costs. Yeah, when we operate the cost, okay, the logistic cost, yeah, every single thing need to be calculated. Yeah, identify any other specific costs. Yeah, build in a contingency by assessing the probability of exceeding those costs. Yeah, so the major output of determined budget are the cost performance baseline and project funding requirement. Yeah. So the moment we actually already calculated this one, of course, yeah, when we are doing this kind of thing, we are doing business, right? We need to put certain margin, what we call margin, for our investment, so that it will be written on certain investment, certain on money. Okay, so again, some company put, yeah, 10% or up to 30%, yeah, those, okay, percent, so that we will mark up, we call, yeah, how much, yeah, how many percent we want to put, yeah, on the return on investment. Yeah, so have a look later. Okay, again, okay, under the determined budget, the processes, okay, we have input again, yeah, the previous one, cost management plan, scope baseline, activity cost estimate, basis of estimation, project schedule, resource calendar, yeah, all resources, yeah, the calendar that we already log, yeah, especially when we put, yeah, in our software, yeah, like our case Microsoft project. Yeah, so risk register and also agreement, yeah, organizational process asset. Yeah, so output is actually cost baseline. This is the ultimate thing. Yeah, we want to have cost baseline, project funding requirement. Yeah, then the moment you know the cost baseline, you should be able to know how much the funding. Okay, whether you may use your own equity, you may use self-funding based on the cash flow which the company already have in the company, okay, or the company may need to borrow from bank or other institutions. Yeah, so that one will give the idea, the cost baseline. Yeah, so the project document update. Yeah, okay, so this is actually the which you can read in detail the input. Yeah, the input, yeah, the agreement, the organizational process asset. Okay, you can read. This is similar to the previous processes which use same input. Yeah, okay. So you also can read, yeah, approaches. Okay, when we say that, what does it mean when we use the consultant, the expert judgment, how we say that historical relationship, yeah, funding limit, reconciliations, yeah, how we actually based on the funding we have already and how much we need, how we reconcile together, okay, so that we know how much, okay, more money we need, yeah. So have to read this one, yeah. Okay, so the whole idea, we want to get the cost baseline and project funding requirement. So forecast project costs to be paid that are derived from the cost baseline for total of periodic requirement, including projected expenditures plus anticipated liabilities. Yeah. Okay, have a look. Yeah. So what we need to do is actually, yeah, the cost baseline. In getting the cost baseline, we have few steps. Okay, so I will roughly state in this first sessions. Okay, later when we continue, yeah, I will go in detail. Okay, to explain. Yeah, so what we need to do here, yeah, you have look here. Okay, the moment previously we have 3 steps. We have the cost management plan. We do the cost estimate. The moment we be able to estimate the cost for the resources, then we can do budgeting. Now we are doing budgeting to get the cost baseline. You see, activity cost estimate. Yeah. So normally under activity cost estimate, once we get the cost, then we will put, yeah, whatever markup we want to have. Yeah, let's say we want to have some return, yeah, what we call gross return, let's say 30%. So we lump here 30%, and then after that we need to put, yeah, in this cost baseline calculation what we call activity contingency reserve. I hope you still remember when we come to the cost estimation, when we have the cost reserve, yeah, this is what we call the cost reserve, yeah, activity contingency reserve, contingency reserve, and management reserve. Yeah, this is different things. Yeah, first, when we estimate the cost of all activity on the resources, then we have certain portion that we put the contingency reserve. It depends on situation, it depends on the lesson learned. It can be again up to 30%, or it depends on the margin which the company need to put. Yeah, so the team need to have, of course, reason how much, yeah, to secure. This is like safety factor, yeah, to ensure that you don't miss any cost. Yeah, so the moment you have that, yeah, it is actually the entire cost for the work package cost estimate. Yeah, so then after that, yeah, the entire cost work package, you have another reserve we call contingency reserve for the work packages, another some estimation, okay, for us to secure, yeah, some letter, yeah, miscellaneous might be happen. Okay, and this is the double contingency reserve. It is actually, we call it, yeah, after we put this double contingency reserve, we call it cost baseline. Actually, this is the one that we call cost baseline, or this is up to this double contingency cost, yeah, reserve. It is actually control account. Yeah, this is actually letter based on this one. It is actually the cost which we want to authorize formally. Okay, and after that we will put management reserve. Yeah, it can be again 10 to 30%. Okay, some reserve, yeah, on the management if the worst case scenario, the cost may be above the cost baseline. Okay, we don't want to put any risk, and we put those factors, yeah, safety factors there. And this one, yeah, based on this management reserve, it will call the entire project budget. Okay, and again, yeah, all this, as I said, the activity contingency reserve, the work package contingency reserve, and this management reserve, yeah, it is depending on the team. Okay, how many percent, okay, should they put, yeah, based on this the lesson learned as well based on the project budget. Yeah, previous project budget. Yeah. Any question? All right. Yeah. Prof, what kind of job role is involved in this course budgeting? If let's say I would want to get involved. Okay. So are you talking on the reality? Yeah, Baba. Yes, okay, reality, yeah. So when we refer to this one, yeah, so normally, yeah, when we are having this one, you may actually, yeah, involve in the, for example, yeah, where you involve in the purchase, yeah. So the term is procurement engineer. Okay, you may also, yeah, in the project, yeah, you may have the procurement engineer as well, and those kind of thing, it is actually will involve this kind of thing, and you are the person, it is actually involved with the what we call the estimation of the cost, yeah. So then when you have that one, of course, yeah, as the project team, okay, you need to estimate the entire project. In order for you to estimate, yeah, Baba, you need to understand the entire project. Okay, so of course, yeah, let's say you are not the person, if let's say you only doing procurement, okay, you are not the person who involved to involve with the entire project breakdown structure. You need to connect with the engineer who take care on the project distribution. It means, yeah, if let's say under the project manager, okay, we have one project engineer who take care on the project breakdown structure, okay, until, yeah, we form the project work package, work activity. You need to contact that project engineer, okay, and then you need to know until the work packages, the activity, and of course they have their own team to estimate, yeah, and you need to lump every single under bottom up estimate all the costs for the this what we call entire, yeah, project estimation for each work packages. Then knowing that, yeah, you can help to estimate, yeah, the team, okay, on the overall project costing, yeah. And again, it depends on the policy of the company, yeah, Baba. So sometimes, okay, the project cost, yeah, may be under the vice president of the project, let's say, yeah. I mean, it depends on the company. If it is actually projectized company based, yeah, it may be directly under the project manager. If you are only the engineer, as the procurement engineer, you may have to support, yeah, the project manager may ask you, Baba, to support him, yeah, in doing the cost estimation, okay, and then doing the calculating the project budget just now, okay, by having the contingency, and you will be part of the team to sit together to calculate the budget as I just mentioned to you, okay. Or if let's say, yeah, you are actually the project manager, of course you need to do that, okay. Again, it depends what is the position, yeah. Theory one, yeah, we need this step, but how to do the percent of this one, it is depending on the experience and lesson learned from the previous project, yeah. I hope yeah, I did answer Baba. Yeah, of course, like yeah, as the engineer, yeah, it can be, yeah, you involve as the engineer or as the manager, okay, to help the team, yeah. But of course, when even though let's say, yeah, at the, you know, like if let's say you only have diploma, for example, some people have diploma, it involves like a technician only, okay. Yeah, of course later you can be promoted, yeah, when you senior technician, and then after that engineer, okay. That one also not necessarily you can't get involved with this budgeting. So of course, as the team, yeah, subordinate inside one team, okay, or previous few teams, okay, you also will be called, and you need to contribute based on your direct boss actually. So those kind of thing also you can also get involved. But of course, to experience it directly, you need to have what we call to be in the right position. Okay, so that you will contribute directly or lead it independently or dependently. Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. Yeah.